Okay, folks, we are back with the Reg A Money Show with Ron Costa and Miguel Dotris. And Miguel, like we talked about before, we got a special guest today, and we're going to introduce Jonathan Cohen from 2020 Genes. Jonathan, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Great. So now you guys are starting your own Reg. You're in the process of doing a Reg A. Is that correct?
Well, actually, we're in the midst of our first equity crowdfunding, which is sort of a stepsister of Reg A. It's known as Reg CF.
Okay.
It's going very, very well. It's on Microventures.com, which is the equity crowdfunding portal of the very well-known Indiegogo platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jonathan. I'm sorry. We're very familiar with Indiegogo, and we love the section of the Jobs Act on, I think that's Title III, where it's the CF. So go ahead, because we were just in our first segment of our show, we were talking about the importance of the crowdfunding portal. So this is great tie-in to the first half of our show. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Jonathan. Go ahead.
No, not at all. And this will actually be a good place. I just want to express appreciation to both Ron and Miguel for an excellent show. I've probably downloaded and listened to at least half of your episodes so far. It's been extremely informative, and I'll try to get to the other half soon. For us, we explored the possibility of doing what's so-called testing the waters, but our advisors suggested that instead of testing the waters, why not do the real thing and go with the equity crowdfunding campaign, which has somewhat less arduous regulations around it. That's a little bit easier, and for us it's gone extremely well so far. We're one of the best performing issuers or companies on the portal so far, and it's sort of a warm-up, and we're looking forward to getting our offering circular submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission in a couple months, and assuming that we are qualified in a timely manner, we're looking forward to a Reg A offering sometime, hopefully in the first quarter of the new year, if all goes well. Certainly we can't guarantee that, but that's our goal.
Well, this is the perfect definition of a Reg A contender. This is one that we talk about all the time, Miguel, how these companies are looking to possibly do Reg A in the future. Jonathan, why don't you tell us what 2020 Gene Systems does exactly? What's your core business?
Happily. So we're based in Rockville, Maryland, just outside of our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., and our mission is to help reduce cancer mortality in the United States and around the world through early detection. Our approach, which is unique, we believe we're among the first companies to adopt this approach, is to take blood tests for early cancer detection that are common in some parts of the world, especially the Far East, and improve them by using advanced machine learning algorithms and big data approaches, and then to bring the improved test and algorithm into North America, into the United States and Canada. So these are blood tests. They're designed for people that are seemingly healthy and are being checked perhaps once a year, and the idea is to detect the cancer at the early stages before it spreads when the individual has an excellent survival rate. In lung cancer, for example, which has been our priority for a number of years, we have a lung cancer test currently on the market in the United States. The survival rates for early-stage lung cancer detected through screening approach 90%.
Wow.
In contrast, do you know what the survival rates for advanced lung cancer stage 4 are?
I'm afraid to even guess. It's probably very low, right?
4%.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Many people don't realize most cancers are not fatal. Most cancers are not lethal. Metastasis is fatal. Surgery can be curative for most solid tumors if detected when they are confined and have not spread to distant organs. So our goal is to introduce blood tests. We started with lung, but we are looking to introduce in the new year a multi-cancer test, one tube of blood for multiple cancers. And to have that as a mass population, something that the average American can afford and can get at least once a year.
Now, this is the one test product that we've heard about?
Correct.
One test?
That's right. One test. It's based on a paradigm. So for those of us here in this country, if we get an annual physicals, and men are not so good at getting them, women are a little better, maybe you get 10, 15 minutes with your internist or a nurse practitioner. That is not the case in the Far East. That is not the case in Korea, Japan, Singapore, or mainland China. People go to what are called health check centers, where they will get a 4 or 5 hour physical once a year. The same checkup the President of the United States gets at Walter Reed. In many respects, it's very similar, where they get a battery of tests, imaging included, and that they usually include a blood test. And they'll test 5, 6, 7 what are called biomarkers, and these are usually proteins in the blood. The only one that we do commonly in the United States is one familiar to men over 50, PSA, prostate-specific antigen. The antigen is another name for protein. That is the only common blood test for cancer in the United States. 2020, our goal is to change that paradigm, to make multi-cancer screening, multi-cancer blood testing mainstream in North America, and to do it in a way that is much more accurate by leveraging machine learning algorithms.
Right. Interesting. Okay. Now, this is a test that you would take at your doctor's office. This is something you take at home, right? You would go to a clinic or something for this?
Right. So currently we don't it's not a home test the way there's a number of genetic tests, like 23andMe is the most well-known, where you're looking at inherited DNA from mom and dad, and there you just need a cheek swab. That can be done at home. We are using a full, a phlebotomy blood draw, a vein, venipuncture blood draw. We currently find that to be the most accurate approach. So it's a full blood draw that you would get either at your doctor's office or we are hoping that by the end of 2018, we can't be sure, but you'll be able to get them at some of the national lab chains that are very well known. I don't expect that right out of the gate, but over time, our goal is to make the testing accessible and affordable to the average American and convenient so that people can get them easily and can be run not just in our own lab, but in literally hundreds, if not thousands, of labs in the United States and around the world. And we provide the analytics on the cloud, and that as more and more people get these tests, the accuracy will improve. And that is the essence of machine learning. Machine learning is a type of artificial intelligence.
Yep.
And our test, one test is currently based on data from literally tens of thousands of individuals tested over a 10-year period.
Wow.
That's the tip of the iceberg. So we believe it will get better and better over time. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys are tuning in, this is the Reggae Money Show with Ron Costa and Miguel Dotres. We got Jonathan Cohen on the line with us from 2020 Gene. His company currently is in a CF, a crowdfunding activity that he has. And then, one of the most important things, this is great, Jonathan, because not only, are you doing a great thing, it has a very social conscious component to it. The identifying of cancer proteins are going to help people's survival rates that are going to be, who are diagnosed with cancer, be able to help them survive because you got the early detection going on. So there's that not only is this a great company, but it also has a great social consciousness to it, which one of the things that we always talk about here on the show is, you got to have something that's going to have impact in our society for people to really be drawn to this type of funding, because the company is looking for funding to help people, early detect cancer. So this is not only a great company, but also a great cause. Now, how do you guys figure your crowd is made up of? Who makes up the crowd that people who are interested in this type of opportunity? Who do you think, if we had to reverse engineer your investor or your ideal investor, who would we be looking at?
That's a great question, and you're absolutely right. We consider ourselves a double bottom line investment opportunity. In other words, it's an opportunity to do well, we believe, and to do good. To do good for the individual that might get the test and their friends and family members. And all of us, I'm sure, have been touched by cancer in some manner. So if one goes to the Microventures portal, the crowdfunding portal of Microventures, as of today, we had over 350 individual investors. We're only about midway through the campaign. I obviously have not met these people. I haven't heard from any of them other than those that do offer question and answer. And they've been excellent, by the way, question and answers on the portal. Very sophisticated. Mm-hmm. My hunch, because we do have a lot of individual investors under traditional private placements, we had several hundred. Many of them are doctors. But there are also individuals that want to get a good return but also want to advance a product that they themselves would like to see, and they would like to see for their family members. So I suspect the crowd is made up very much of the same kind of double bottom line investors. Now, just as cancer is not a disease of only the wealthy, equity investment is now an opportunity for everyone, thanks to the Jobs Act and the various crowdfunding approaches, including Reg CF, Reg A+. We can now democratize our offerings, and that's important to us. So our financing strategy is very much in line with our product marketing strategy. Cancer does not worry about economics and how much net income people has. Obviously, it strikes people of all economic levels, and that's why we want to make, just as we want to make one test and our lung cancer test, which is called Paula's test, available to everyone and to be affordable, we also want to give people an opportunity to become shareholders and stakeholders of our company, to become part of to help us advance our mission, to reach out to their doctors and their family members and colleagues and give them the message that early detection saves lives, and to be part of this testing paradigm, and each year contribute in a sense by making available not only the test data, which we have on the cloud, but outcomes. Those that have low scores, we want to make sure that they don't ultimately have cancer, and those that have cancer, we want to know about that. So we have, in essence, a crowdsourcing model, both for our product and for our financing strategy. So they're totally aligned. And I know you guys have talked about that on past episodes.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things we truly believe in any successful Reg A or crowdfunding campaign is you have to have a purpose to go out and solicit investors. And the purpose here, it has a very, like you said, cancer does not look at you and say, oh yeah, you're a perfect candidate. It is non-discriminating. It affects everyone. And again, we talked about this, but the level playing field for investments has been leveled by, the Jobs Act and what was enacted by the Securities and Exchange Commission with all the regulations that they put under for CF and Reg A+, Tier 1 and Tier 2. So, we truly believe, that we're big fans of all types of, Job Act investments, talking about Title I, Title II, Title III, Title IV. All of those are serving a purpose. And what we'd like to do is we like to, bring contenders on of companies that are moving into this space, companies that are using this vehicle that has been presented to them, not only to get the message out, but we talk about this endlessly, about how you pull the brand through by having investors actively participate by either buying the product or buying an interest, a security interest in the company, and then holding on to that interest, Jonathan, for a long period of time. So they'll be long on the concept that the company is bringing out, the business plan of the company, so they're holding on to this for the long term, and they're just not trying to flip it for a quick return.
Indeed, that's absolutely true. Having said that, one of the advantages, as you guys have frequently pointed out to your listeners, of Reg A is at the right time.